it's John, and welcome along to today's deep meditation and channeling session. And I today will be introducing my new spirit guide. This is a new spirit guide that is brand new to me, and they have not fully introduced themselves yet. This is a deeply personal and vulnerable and transparent share. I feel that it is important for me to lead by example, to be able to share in a safe and protected manner my personal experiences, and in particular with connecting with spirit guides, because they are such an incredible concept and belief system and practice, and can really help each of us individually on our own unique journeys. And so I invite you at this time to join me as we prepare to meet my new spirit guide. And I'm very excited. So we should begin by taking in 3 deep breaths in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out through the mouth what no longer serves our highest good, nice and loud. Breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any fear, stress, anxiety, or shame. And once more, breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out what no longer serves our highest good, nice and loud. Excuse me. And continue to breathe deeply and calmly. And I connect my light cord from the center of my heart up to the highest dimension of Source above. Remain connected into Source, in the highest dimension of Source above, and extend my light cord back down the top of my head and into my heart once more. And from the center of my heart, I extend my light cord down through the root of my spine, down through the layers of the planet, connecting into the core of Mother Earth, into the heart of Mother Gaia. And from the center of my heart of Mother Gaia, I extend my light cord all the way up through the layers of the planet, through the root of my spine, into my heart once more. And together with the light of Source above and Mother Gaia below, and my own light, I extend the golden bubble of protective light out from the center of my heart, all the way out about 2 meters out, above, below, behind, in front, and to each side, surrounding me in a golden bubble of protective light. And I set the intention that only energies and entities with my permission, my highest good love and compassion, can see me, access me, or exist within this space or within me, and that all other energies and entities must leave immediately. I invite in my guides, my higher self, my ancestors, all versions and dimensions of me. I invite in Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source and Gaia, and Archangel Haniel for my guidance, clearing, healing, protection, self-love, and intuition. I'm just doing a scan down to remove anything that doesn't serve my highest good through my chakras, crown and third eye, removing anything that doesn't serve my highest good into a golden bubble of protective light, third eye and throat, into my heart chakra, removing anything that doesn't serve my highest good. And solar plexus, sacral chakra, and root chakra, and taking what no longer serves my highest good. Archangel Michael, please return to source or never return here again. Thank you. And through space and time, I create a golden protective bubble around all those that choose to watch this video, setting the intention that only energies and entities with our permission, our highest good, love and compassion, can see us, access us, or exist within the space or within us, and that all other energies and entities must leave us immediately. Good. So that is our safe space, and I was guided to do a short clearing just to remove anything that didn't serve my highest good, and this allows, it's like clearing out the old to allow in the new. And I wanted to come back to this moment for a moment to reintroduce the journey of my new guide. This has been a process that started on Monday, and it's now Thursday. Monday and Tuesday I saw my new guide, and they were shown to me in 2 channel sessions I was doing, and each time they were shown, there was discussion about whether I was ready to receive them, to receive a connection with them, and the answer was that I was not ready at that time. And since then, yesterday I had a day of integration, and I described this as a day of rest. Yesterday I didn't run in the morning, and usually I run for about 4 miles, 4 or 5 miles, Monday to Friday. I had a long sleep, about 3 or 4 hours more sleep. And I just had a very fun day with my family, and I felt very grounded and very relaxed. And that energy flows into today, into this moment. And I've been shown that my new guide, before I ask them in, that their superpower is bringing in the new. And this world needs to support change, to adopt change, to allow the new to come in. And it is also highly intentional that the introduction of my new guide, when it could have just taken seconds or minutes, has taken several days, because they want they themselves as a new guide to be received in a similar way as their work with me will be received. And this is a journey of identification of the new. So in this case, identification of my new guide. And then the identification of how that feels, the potentialities, the opportunities, and coexistence, awareness of coexistence with the old. And then after a period of integration and allowing to keep the best of the new and the best of the old, and to allow the releasing of what no longer is needed, what no longer serves our highest good. And yesterday I was shown this at an individual level, and I was shown it at a global level. And at a global level, I was shown that there will be programs of great change in this planet. And imagine programs like human rights. You know, human rights are a human invented concept, and there's always this intention for more and more countries and more people to adopt human rights, and for human rights themselves to evolve. There will be global programs where we're adopting new forms of fair and responsible AI, generative AI. There will be programs of new technologies, new energy sources, 0 point energy that is abundant, and to adopt it safely, and to allow it to get to all the people that and beings that need it the most. There'll be new ways of living and being, new spiritual concepts and ways of working, and everyone will get a free will choice to allow or not in the new, and not everyone will choose to adopt the new of these different aspects of the world, of this new world. And each of these programs, these projects, will evolve over time, their content, their approach, and the way that they work, to allow this ever-changing world to accelerate out of the failing, collapsing paradigms and to step into the new. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to just invite forwards my new spirit guide. And they have already given their new name to me. I'm going to ask for it again, please. So at the moment, I can see in my third eye, I can see them. They're like cloaked at the moment, so if they had a cloak, it's like the hood is just over their head like this. And they're not showing their face yet. And my other spirit guides, so I have 4 other spirit guides. For either side, they're like lined up almost like a tunnel, and allowing in my new spirit guide. And they're gradually, slowly walking towards me. And there's this music, there's this like, it's a whole ceremony. It's really beautiful. I'm really touched, thank you. And my other guides are repeating my new guide's name. And my new guide's name is Morotu, 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 Morotu. And it means in with the new, Morotu. And Morotu has a tall form, and they have the ability to shift gender, and they do so through energy. And at the moment they're male, whereas previous days I felt more of a female energy. Today it's male, and the height is about 7 foot tall. The cloak itself is brown, and everything about them can change. I feel like the height is often relatively consistent, and then around the outside of their cloak there's like these gold, almost like I describe them like dashes, so it's like broken lines, but the lines are maybe about 2 inches of gold, and then an inch gap, and then 2 inches of gold, and an inch gap, 2 inches of gold, and an inch gap. And the dashed line is symbolic of shrinking in size would allow all of those dashes to become one golden line around them. And it's almost like this halo effect. And then when they grow, that's what creates these breaks in the line, the dashes. And it's symbolic of expansion. And I'm just asking if Morotu would like to show themselves more to me, please. And he's just taking off his hood. And he's a Lyran, a very beautiful Lyran being. Morotu is a shapeshifter. And it's not just shape, it's energy, gender, frequency. And they have this ability. I'm asking, what superpowers Morotu has. And he says that he can adopt for a relatively short space of time any superpower. Any superpower, which is an incredible gift. And he's been giving me glimpses of opening my third eye and teaching me how to see in increasingly more detail, and is inviting me to do this just now, to be able to see him. And it's really interesting. There's some of you have been asking me, and I have also been a bit resistant to drawing, and in this moment I am being asked to draw with words and try and describe as best I can Morotu's features, facial features, I can't say it, facial features, okay. So just asking Morotu to step closer. So Morotu's like, now I'm really close, about this far from my face. So just working my way down the forehead. So some quite long hair. And I'm seeing a mane. He reminds me of my friend, my dear friend MJ at Alta Love. She has this beautiful hair that's like a lioness's mane. And so it's in parts, it's somewhere like a blend between what we describe as a lion's mane and then the human hair. And I feel like Morotu would shift between these different visualizations. And so when they're more in their lion aspects and traits and behaviors, lion energy, it would become more of a mane. And then also when they want to be more human, this would move more, shift more into this hair. It's a very golden hair, and it was thick. It's thick to touch, and Morotu's just allowing me to touch the hair. And touch isn't something I'd usually do. I would usually touch my guide. The energy is very, very light. It's like this golden weave, like if you were to weave with golden thread, golden silk, is how it feels. And it's just a real honor. Thank you, Muratu, for allowing me to touch your hair. And it comes down to about shoulder length. And it's working way down the forehead. And the forehead is quite smooth. There's a fur all over the face. And the fur points downwards on the forehead. And I feel smooth. And then there's these little ridges. There's three lines. It's like one is center, one is off to the left slightly, and then one is off to the right slightly. And these are symbolic. The three, everything is symbolic with purpose. It's coming down to the eyebrows, these big, bushy eyebrows. They're really beautiful, very expressive. A lot of excitement and delight. And a slight orange now. So a lot of the colours that I've seen have been yellow and golden, and then there's a slight orange to the eyebrows. And I'm just looking to see, is there anything there for the third eye? And there is. Their third eye, I've seen a lot of Lyrans show their third eye very proudly in their light body, in their astral body. And for Muratu, they like shift this either being invisible or becoming visible. And so the third eye, when visible, is like a statement of intention that they want to be able to see multi-dimensionally. Just like when it's closed, it becomes invisible, and when it's open, it becomes visible. And the nose and snout, it's quite fascinating. If Muratu looks to the side, there is an elongated face, a snout, but it's quite subtle. And when you're looking face on, it's quite. Muratu does look quite human. Or humanoid, should I say. And just starting to see, like, there's now these whiskers around the nose. And sometimes I'm just picking up on, there's a small mix. It's about somewhere, I'm just asking, somewhere between 15 and 20% of Muratu's DNA is dragon DNA. So there is a degree of hybridization here. And down the side of the right side of their face, there's like these very small, this patch. It almost looks like a birthmark, but it's the green scales. They're dragon energy, and the whiskers are like lion-like, that come out to, the shorter ones are out to about face length, and there are some wider ones that come out, but they can extend. They're dragon whiskers, they called it, and they can extend really quite far out, like 2 meters out, and they are more like feelers, like energetic feelers, and so they can feel almost touch the edge of their auric field and just outside of it with their dragon whiskers. But they can also just recoil them in, and they become these little curled, oh, it's so cute, these little curled whiskers just around the edges of their snout. Then coming down to the mouth. And they're saying that their mouth, Muratu's mouth, is very sacred, like the mouth, the throat. And this is to do with the bringing in the new, speaking the truth of the new. And that's really beautiful. And their teeth, there's like the front teeth here are quite flat, like very humanoid. But then there's these two larger fangs. If they were to just hold their mouth like this with the lower lip flat, you wouldn't be able to see the fangs, the canines. Is that what you call these teeth? And their mouth is quite large. It's much larger than mine. And there's this very open throat, like this sense of very large mouth, both on the outside but on the inside. And there's this roar, this lion roar that I'm seeing, which is, it's significant of like, hear me, hear my truth. That's what the roar often is. Wow. They're just receiving this like really powerful high pitch frequency or ringing. It's like a high pitched tone, and out both across both ears. And okay, so this is the feeling you get. So when Muritu introduces themselves or introduce a new concept, something new, they first roar. And so when they roar, they're saying, like, clearing the space around them to allow the communication of the new, the introduction of the new. And that ringing in my ear was what you feel afterwards, like this kind of shock wave that goes through you as you experience that that initial roar. There was, and it reminds me, there was in something like 2004, when I was in Japan. I've been to Japan 3 times, and the company I was visiting took me to an ancient temple, and there they had one of the I don't know if they describe themselves as a monk, but one of the spiritual people there took 2 sticks, and they were in this room, and when you hit these 2 sticks together, it created this resonant frequency, this echo, and the frequency bounced between the ceiling and the floor, and it kept going, resonating for a very long time. And they said it was something like the dragon roar, or the dragon lion roar. That's what the translator was explaining to me. And this is very much what I'm being shown. I was being taken back to that, both visual and also the experience. And just really impressive that, whenever that was created, whether it was, today or thousands of years ago, that experience that Muritu brings forwards is very, very much very impressive and very grand, and is always beautifully shocking and surprising to experience their introduction and that clearing of space for the new. And just looking down the cheeks, like this beautiful fur, and the fur changes in direction, so it comes down here. There's these dragon green scales down the sides, and then the fur, it's almost like it grows out from the snout, out around the cheeks. These little ears. And their ears are more, they're not like pointing upwards like a cat. They're kind of further down, not as far down as mine as a human, but a bit further down. And then coming down to the chin, and then there's this little white beard at the moment. There's I'm being shown that lions will have like a small white beard, and it's like they're not so hierarchical as a galactic race, but they do have seniorities, and these are symbols. The white in the beard is a symbol of their development, of their own growth and their own journey. And so, you know, like an ascended master would have quite a lot of white, like thick white hair just around the chin, and perhaps even grow quite a long beard. And those that are earlier in their journeys would have either no white hair or just tiny speckles of it. And then their body at the moment is hidden to me, but they're quite well built, quite stocky, quite muscular. And there's this gold-like medallion, and the chain goes from around the back of the head, around the neck, and then it comes down to here. It's like a gold chain, and then there's this lock. It's like a medallion. It's about this size, and has a key in it, and it's locked. And sometimes what Muritu does is takes their key and places it in the lock and unlocks it, and out of this medallion brings the new, and it sits just over it. They have it sitting just over their heart chakra. And very beautifully, Muritu's asking me to hug them. And as I hold Muritu, he's saying just to allow any fear of the new to dissipate. This very beautiful, relaxing feeling. Muritu feels, when they hold me and share this feeling, that the new, it just feels like a really happy experience. There's familiarity to the new, whatever the new is that's coming in, that's being introduced, and excitement with it. And one of the big things that Muritu possesses is the ability to really help take away the fear of the new. And Muritu is also reminding me that everyone gets to choose. Everyone gets to choose their free will, make their choices. And one of the first steps in making any choice is becoming aware of the choices. And this is very much a big part of what Muritu does. Muritu is going to help me a lot with bringing in the new, whatever it is. And I feel like it's a mix of, you know, new superpowers and abilities, new ways of working with what I already have, new ways of integrating into my life, you know, to be able to connect with others, perhaps old friends and family who are not familiar with, you know, many of the terms like a spirit guide or like any of these more spiritual concepts, and nor do they need to understand them just to be open to the new and receiving the new. And I'm just asking Muritu, is there anything new that they would like to share at this time? So there's three things. One is this introduction, a new spirit guide that is new. It's new to me. And the second thing, my third eye, this new clarity of being able to see in such detail. And then there's a third. Doing this. I've never done this before. I've never introduced a new spirit guide like this. Muratu saying, what else? Like, what more do you want? That's three new things in one video. Yes, it's true. Thank you. And there's just been some echoes of, sharing about like new things in my life, new opportunities. Like yesterday, I was invited to do a sponsored video for an e-bike, and whilst I'm sure it'd be great fun to have an e-bike, it's not really something I use at this time. And like they were saying, like there's just these new things to, allow them to come into your life in awareness, reflect on, what you want to take from them, what you want to explore, and then make your free will choice. And also my business, and my life and my business feel much more, integrated now. Not that I'm working all the time, but resting is a form of being productive and receiving. Okay. So Muratu's saying that's it. Like we're good for today. And I just want to thank Muratu for joining my team. And I know there's discussion in my team at the moment, my spirit team, about which one of my other guides will step back now that Muratu has stepped forwards. And they're saying to me, don't worry about it, John, that's for us to sort out. And I know that all my guides are always there. I can call any of them forwards at any time. And yeah, I would like to bring this to an end. Thank you to my guides, my higher self, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source and Gaia. Every soul that's participated in today's session, thank you, Muratu. And I'm just stepping out of the session, shrinking down the energy. Archangel Michael, please return to Source or never return here again. Thank you. And I'm just reflecting on how I feel. I feel happy and excited. I feel quite grounded. And yeah, now I'm going to get on with another fantastic day of fun with my family, the last day of our holiday, our vacation. And thank you so much for all your love and support. This is my full-time job, and I appreciate you supporting me on this journey and joining me on this very deep and personal moment with my new spirit guide. So thank you. Take care. Sending so much love from England.